Happy Self Love Sunday. I am Mo Sass, the host of Self Love Sundays with Sass. I am a certified vision and empowerment coach, and I come here every single week so we can talk about all the ways in which we can better our best. And today I want to start us off with something that I heard, and it was just super, super powerful. And it said, being around greatness doesn't mean you will be great. You have to decide to be great. I'm going to say it again. Being around greatness doesn't mean you will be great. You have to decide to be great. And I wanted to start us off with that because we are officially about to enter the last few months of 2022. And we've done all this talk about, throughout the year of getting in the right communities and being around the right people. And all of that is great. But if you're not doing anything with that, if you're not putting consistent action into it, then your end of 2022 is going to be no different than the end of any other year. So today I want to talk about it's quarter three, y'all. It's quarter three. It's time to take another look at our goals to see where we want to be at the end of the year, so that we can make sure that we have things prioritized so that we can meet our end of year goals. So for those of you who are new to my channel, first off, welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope you stick around for the content and enjoy it. And for those of you who come back every single week, I so appreciate you and I just absolutely love you. So the thing is, every single week we talk about different ways to better your best. So the way I like to start off a year is I have yearly goals that I then break down into quarters, right? And then within each quarter, I have action items and steps that make it so by the end of the year, I have achieved that goal, right? So now that we are now in quarter, officially as of July 1st into quarter three, it's time to look at what we've done, quarter one and quarter two, where we need to reassess, right? We also need to take a look at, are we capitalizing off of our strengths and hiring out or seeking help for our weaknesses, right? So I think, what do I mean by that? So I think about, as a business owner, my strength is in coaching. My strength is in the ability to take my clients and help them transform their lives, right, into the life they desire. My strength is not in social media marketing, okay? So I need help with that. So a part of my goal is to ensure that I get the right person that's going to help me with that. Right? It's super, super important. So that's what I mean by capitalizing off of your strengths and then hiring out and or seeking help, because I understand that everybody is not in a position to hire out, seeking help for whatever weaknesses you need, right? Whatever weaknesses that you have in terms of business, or here's the thing, even in terms of life. So let's think about that for a second, right? So capitalizing off your strengths, you know that you are kind-hearted, great human being who loves to serve, right? But your weakness may be that you don't know how to cultivate a relationship. Your weakness may be that you have some blockages that are in the way of you even to be able to have any sort of relationships with a business partner. I'm talking all sorts of relationships, friendships, whatever, right? So what do? Get help for that area. And help can look like a therapist. Help can look like a coach. Hello, somebody. Help can look like a spiritual advisor. Okay. I believe in getting a winning system around you. And this is where I think a lot of people fall short at in life. They don't have a winning system around them. So when things are not working out, instead of staying consistent, they quit. So what do I mean by getting a winning system around you? I mean, the winning system would be, if you need a therapist, getting one in your life. If you need a coach, having a coach in your life. If you need a spiritual advisor, having one in your life. Making sure you have some sort of physical fitness in your life, nutrition plan in your life, right? So for me, I look at wholeness as mental, emotional, physical, spiritual, and nutritional health, right? So I look at all of those areas and I say, where am I falling short in those areas? And then if I need help for that, I then go out and get the help that I need. So therefore, I have a winning system around me. I also have a community around me. Actually, I'm a part of a couple of communities. And within those communities, you know what we do? We uplift one another. Listen, we help each other understand there is no limits. There is none. If you are not succeeding in life right now, if you are feeling down and anxious, I need you to check your system that you have around you. Who is around you? Who is in your ear? What are you listening to? I promise you, this is the one thing that I say, and I know it's controversial for a lot of people, but I don't really care. The bottom line is life is always going to life. What do I mean by that? There is always going to be some sort of war, some sort of killing. It's guaranteed. So if you walk away from your television, if you walk away from the news, and if you walk away from social media for a minute, I promise you that if you go and work on yourself and your transformation and come back, it will all still be there for you. It's not going anywhere because that's a part of the ecosystem of this world. We have people who are always running around looking for a problem. We have people who I love to be around. We're the people like, okay, well, so what now? What? We know that's the problem, but what's the solution and what are we doing about it? And if we're not doing anything about it, stop talking to me about it, right? So we have those people, right? We have those people who are just hell bent on creating hell on earth. And for whatever reasons, right? So it's going to always be there. So knowing that, you have to then say to yourself, I'm going to remove myself so that I can listen and go create the life I truly love. You can wake up every single morning with the life you desire if you truly want. But that takes for you to work on yourself, do the hard work of working on yourself, creating a vision for your life. A vision requires a destination. Where am I headed, right? Vision also requires persistent. You have to persistently pursue that thing, right? Vision requires passion. Vision requires consistency. What does consistency look like? I'm doing small things every single day that leads me to that final destination. I'm not overly focused. I'm not overly thinking. I'm not stressing myself out. I'm just taking steps every single day. And one thing I forgot to add about my system that I have, which is a part of the community though, is I have accountability partners that hold me high. They don't go for my BS. When I come up with an excuse, they know, right? They know when it's a difference between there's something going on, maybe mental health wise, where I need to step back. They understand the difference in that, but they also understand when I'm just plumb out making an excuse, and they hold me high, right? So this is what I mean, like getting a winning system around you. I am telling you all of these things because if you want to end 2022 your best year yet, you have to start right now thinking about just that. How am I going to make 2022 my best year yet? And let me be clear, success looks different to everybody. Some people's success is peace of mind. Some people's success is freedom of time, right? Freedom to do whatever they want. Success to some people is monetary, right? Or a life of abundance of health. Some people's success is just having a baby because people struggle with infertility. Right? So whatever that looks like to you, let's get that written out on paper or in an app. Listen, I'm old school, y'all. I'm in my 40s, okay? I'll still write. I have journals upon journals where I write in my journal, right? So the way I break it down, again, how I start with this video is, first of all, I have a 10-year plan, a 5-year plan, 1-year plan. Starting off this year, what is it that I want to accomplish by the end of 2022? So then I have to reverse engineer into that thing to say, okay, this is what I need to do each quarter. So by the end of the year, I will be here. Okay. So let me give you a prime example. Say for example, you say, I want to write a book by the end of 2022. Great. So now what we're going to do is, what does it take to write a book? We're going to do our research. Okay. Once you've developed the research to understand what it takes, now we're going to reverse engineer into that thing. And then we're going to say, okay, each quarter, this is what I'm going to do. So say for instance, quarter 1, right? I am going to write consistently every single day for 30 minutes a day. I am going to write, listen to me. If you write consistently every single day for 30 days, by the end of 2022, you're going to have a book. Now, again, you could say, I want to have the book written. You can say, I want to have the book completely written, edited, and published. It's up to you. But once you make that goal, then you break it after you've done your research to understand what it requires, right? Then you break it down and say, this is what I'm going to do each quarter. By the end of quarter one, everything will be written. By the end of quarter two, I will be in the editing phase. By the end of quarter three, my book will be completely edited. By the end of quarter four, right, I will start to develop my book cover, or, if I'm going to self-publish or whatever it is, right? But you have to decide that. So that's how we get to the end of the year goal. But the thing is, it's the consistency in not looking at, if I could tell people one thing, is to stop looking at what everyone else around you is doing and get in your lane. Okay? Stay in your lane, work consistently on your thing, and I promise you, success is guaranteed. Consistency plus willpower plus discipline is going to get you to be successful in whatever it is that you see as success for your life. Okay? But it takes for you to get serious about it and to really be truthful and honest with yourself as to why you want to achieve whatever. I believe that your why is super, super important. And I don't share my why often, but I will tell you that my why, and I'm sharing this because with the hopes of when you sit down and really start to think about quarter three and assess what you did the first half of this year to see where you need to do this last half to make sure your 2022 is successful, that you have a strong why. My why is strictly right now is because my father's mom, she's 80, my grandmother's 86. I want my grandmother to see me do the very thing that I want to accomplish before she leaves this earth. My why is also, I want to leave a legacy for my children's children. That's so strong that on the days that I want to quit, and it happens, y'all, I'm going to just tell you real quick, 2021, the end of September, October, November, and December were the worst months of my entire 40-something years on this planet. And you would think, what? Are you serious? Mo, you told me before that your son was murdered in 2010 and you lost him. Yes. But here's the thing that I'm learning. As you level up and go to the next level, particularly in your spirituality, there will be mirrors that will be shown to you about you. Oh my God, that you have to listen. I'm telling you, if you want to be successful, you have to be willing to look in that mirror. And I had to look in that mirror. But before I could look in the mirror, let me tell you, God said some very specific things to me. He stripped me of everything, including someone who I'm telling you, y'all, completely in love with, stripped me of everything. Everything. I'm talking money. I'm talking my kids. I'm talking the love of my life. Strip me. And said, I need you to look at you, because if you do not, the plan that I have for you, come on, y'all, the plan that I have for you, you won't do it because you are tearing these things up based upon the traumas that happen in your life. That here's the thing, I thought that I had worked through, but what I realized, there was another layer that I hadn't touched. But here's the difference. Because my why is so strong, because of my faith in my belief in the vision that God gave me, I said, I'm not going to run from it. I'm going to run through it. I'm not going to run around it. I'm going to face me. And so what did I do to face me? I got a winning team. I got 2 therapists. Y'all holler at me, okay? 2. Why? They have different modalities of therapy. You have to tap into that for yourself. I wanted to do EFT, which is tapping, as well as I wanted to work on the traumas and trigger with dealing with some of the things that happened when I was younger, right? 2, mentor, community group. Listen, I stepped it all the way up and wasn't afraid to invest in myself. Was it free? Absolutely not. But here's the thing. I understood the assignment. Listen, you got to understand the assignment. If God is calling you to something, that means he's going to help walk you through, but you cannot be afraid to hire out. You cannot be afraid to face it. Is it going to hurt? Yes, I hurt. I felt depressed. Listen, the first time I lived, this is why I say it's the worst. Because when my son passed, I never had that feeling of like wanting to harm me. Like it wasn't like, I never thought like that in my life. But it was so deep, y'all. Like, and that's why they say don't talk about it till you made it to the other side. I understand that. I couldn't talk about this before. It was so deep. Like, I was like, man, I don't know if I could take this right now, right? But this is why I love the foundation. Somebody needs to hear this. I love the foundation of which I've set my life upon, because the foundation is built upon my higher power, my source. Listen, I will not shrink back for any of you. I will tell you that you can call your higher source whatever you want. Mine is my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, right? Because of my foundation, I knew that if I just held out my hand, he would take it and say, listen, my daughter, I'm not doing this to destroy you. I'm doing this to build you. I'm doing this to make you better. I'm doing this to show you the way that, because if you do not get this off of you, if you do not get away from people who, listen, why do you love somebody that hard? Why are you like you, that's some trauma bond stuff. I'm gonna need you to move away from that. I didn't even realize some of the things and the places I was putting myself in the predicaments and why, until I was removed for it and I had to walk through that. When God, listen, this is, again, I always tell people, read whatever book for yourself. When I think about marriage, it is about two people coming together to minister something beautiful in this world, to show the world, right, what God brings two people together. So what I mean by that is God should be getting the glory for your marriage and partnership. Does that mean it's perfect? Don't play with me. No, it's not. And I've been married before. Okay. So I'm speaking from experience, and I'm speaking from learning experience, right? So now I understand that my God-given divine partner that is coming in is listen, what we are supposed to do in this world. But here's the thing. God had to get me ready. See, so many people desire to be married because they're looking to get something from somebody else. But you have to ask yourself, are you ready to be a wife? Are you ready to be a husband? Are you ready to be an entrepreneur? Are you ready to really give your all in all if you decide it? Because everybody doesn't want to be the entrepreneur. Okay, real talk. Are you ready to go give your all on this job? I've been in my company now. It'll be 25 years. September of this year will be 25 years with the same company, same corporation. Are you ready to go in and give your all, right? You have to ask yourself these things, but you have to be honest with yourself. If you're seeking out just to get, I promise you what you get, you're not going to like. So you have to ask yourself, do I want this because I'm ready to be that? Am I ready to be married because I'm ready to be a wife? Am I ready to own my own company because I'm ready to be an entrepreneur or CEO? I had to ask myself that. This question is very year because of another program that I'm getting ready to step into in a few, right? I had to ask myself that, am I ready for this responsibility? It's not about the notoriety and because people are going to see you on social media or you think you're going to have some sort of wealth. Because I'm going to tell you right now, in the first couple of years in the business, woo, it's going to be like, okay, you make the money to put it back in the business. All right. That's why I love Jamal King, and says, he's a 9-to-5 millionaire. He didn't quit his job until he became a millionaire. Okay. Everybody has their own way of doing it. And here's what I really want to say too. Find your way. Find your way. It's okay. Success does leave clues, and it's great to pick up on clues from others, but I want you to find your way. So to recap, right? This is almost the end of 2022. Number one, I want you to take a look at where you said you wanted to be at the end of the year and see if you're on trajectory. If you are not, see where you need to prioritize, right? What is it that you need to change? How can you capitalize on your strength? How can you get help for your weaknesses? Okay. That's number two. Number three, right? After you have assessed where you want to be, after you have capitalized, understand where you need to hire help, right? The next thing is to be consistently in action and in thought. As a vision and empowerment coach, I will tell you that 90% of what I do is thought, right? I get paid for my mind. So I take care of it. All right. That means that I'm meditating. That means that I'm consistently learning. I'm consistently being mindful of what I'm thinking. Right. So I want you to consistently be in action with thought and actions. So I don't just think about it. Right. I don't just hear it. I apply it. Same thing. Don't come here and listen to this every single week, every single Sunday and not apply. Apply it. And then come back and let me know what did or didn't work for you, and we can talk about it. I am so open to that. All right? And lastly, do the work. Do the work on yourself. I told you that the last few months of 2021 were my worst. But let me tell you what. I wake up. No lie, y'all. I wake up the happiest and most peaceful I ever been in my life. I wake up genuinely happy. And because of that, my life is just completely transformed. And there's a difference between change and transformation. Transformation means your core beliefs and values are different. I truly know now, not just because I'm saying it, because I feel it, that nothing, absolutely nothing is impossible for me. And I want you to have that same thing to you. So my call to action for you today is apply these steps. Reach out if you need help. 908-444-6041, info@mosas.com, or you can always message me on any of my social media platforms. Instagram and Facebook is Life Coaching, just a W for with SAS. And it's MOESASS. Okay. I love you. I hope you have the most amazing Sunday, and I will talk to you next week.